Hey guys, I'm Tiesto, and this is my most requested live Ask Anything chat. Thank you, Romeo and iHeartRadio, for having me on the show. The first question is from Jose from Tampa in Florida, and he wants to know, how was the writing process for the motto? The writing process was pretty cool, and we had the vocal, so we created some beats around it, and then I approached Ava Max because I always been a fan of her voice. If she had interest in the song, and she loved it right away, and she re-sang everything and made it sound a lot better, and the result is here. It's doing very well. The second question is from Sarah from Erie, and she wants to know, what was my first job? I had a lot of different jobs back when I was growing up, from working in the strawberry fields to delivering pizzas, and I also worked in a record store, and did deliver newspapers, so all kinds of stuff. Rose from Brookfield wants to know, when did you first know you wanted to be a DJ? Did you use a different name besides Tiesto when you started? Well, I knew right away I wanted to be a DJ, but back in the days when I started DJing, it was not really considered as a real serious job. So you always had to, it was like a hobby. You basically do it in the weekends, and you don't really get paid for it either. So, but I wanted to be a DJ since I was 15 years old, so pretty much my whole life. And I used another name before Tiesto. It was Turntable Killer T. And my real name is Thijs, which is very hard to pronounce for people around the world, T-I-J-S. So I had to come up with Tiesto, and it sounded cool in Italian, so I was like, oh, Tiesto it is. There it is. Colby from Athens wants to ask me, when is the next album coming out? Well, I'm still working on it, but we're getting there, and I hope to get it out by the end of this year. So, making an album is a lot of work, and a lot of times you make a song and then later on you don't like it anymore, and then you go back and change it again, and then you finish it again, and then you change it again. You change your mind quite a lot with making an album, so that's why it takes a long time. Ashley from Syracuse, New York wants to ask me, did you know Ava prior to the new single? Well, I never met her personally before the new single, but I knew, of course, about her music, and I always liked her music, so yeah, it was a no-brainer. Linda from New York wants to ask me, how's the baby? The baby's doing great. She just started walking, and she looks amazing, and we're in Miami right now, and she's running around on the beach, so life is good. Francine from Birmingham wants to know, what's the best advice that a music lyric has ever given you? The best music lyric is probably, don't give up, never give up, always keep believing, and keep going. At this stage of your career, from Jan from State College, if you go on tour this year, how long do you think a tour should be? Is it hard to be away from home? Yeah, that's a good question, because it is hard to be away from home, when you have a family, and I love spending time with my little baby. So, but touring is also a lot of fun, and what I try to do nowadays is just tour like a couple of days and then fly back home for a couple of days and then fly out. So a lot of back and forth. I'm not touring like a band that goes on the road for 2 years and never gets home, because that would be very tough. Janet from St. Louis, if you were to meet your past self, who do you think would cry more from happiness? Current you or the past you? I think we would both cry as much. I mean, the past me was very happy, the current me is very happy, and I always live in the moment. I try to live in the present, so the present me is very happy too. So I could cry now, but I'm not going to. Beth Ann from Jacksonville wants to know that if you were to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which one of your songs would play when they introduce you, and what DJ would spin it? I think it's hard to say, because there's so many good DJs out there. So any DJ could spin the song, and that would be fine. And I think just one song would not be enough. I think I would rather do like a couple of songs in a row, and in there would definitely be The Business. I think it's a really cool song, and also from the past, from the rave days, I would say the Adagio for Strings probably. And yeah, Escape Me from the Kaleidoscope album. So it's, yeah, a bit of everything. Jerry from Huntsville. What high school did you go? Do you still talk to people from when you were a teenager? Well, yeah, I grew up in Holland, and I went to high school for economics. So I studied economics back in the days, and I still talk to my friends from back in the days. Yeah, so they lived. Some of them still live in my hometown in Breda, in Holland. So yeah, we're still in touch, and they came to visit me in Vegas not too long ago, and they were very impressed. Thanks for watching my Ask Me Anything chat with Romeo. Ask Me Anything live.